Guys, the Super Review Show for another episode of Why You Should Listen to. This is the show where I break down artists that have low Spotify streaming numbers, but the music that they put out is just that good and iconic and incredible that you should check it out no matter what. And here we are today talking about the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees from the 70s. Yes, that R&B disco group, disco R&B, whatever you want to call them. I always thought of them as a pop group, truthfully. But long story short, the Bee Gees are one of those bands that came out at the perfect time in history to come out in the mainstream. Staying Alive and How Deep Is Your Love and like Night Fever, like the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack alone with their featuring on it is incredible. They have so many other great songs too. Like Nights on Broadway is another one I really like. But the Bee Gees to me are one of those R&B pop bands that really just took the iconicness, defined an era of disco in the 70s. Yes, disco no longer exists. Now we have like contemporary pop music, which has some disco elements to it, like strings or dance beats and things like that. I was in my car today, and I was listening to Dua Lipa's "Dance the Night Away" from the Barbie movie, and it had like Bee Gees disco elements in it a little bit. So that, to me at least, I was like, it sounds like the Bee Gees a little bit. For whatever reason, I was listening to the Pulse on Sirius XM, and I said, that's interesting. So that being said, it's funny because the Bee Gees to me are a band that defined the 70s, one of the defining bands of the 70s. And everyone's heard Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. If you have not heard that song, get on it. It's one of the most iconic songs, quite possibly the song of the 70s. Staying Alive. And not the DJ Khaled, whatever the hell you want to call him version. He is a terrible artist. I hate his guts so much. He's overrated and overplayed. DJ Khaled, you can kiss my ass. I said it. There you go. He's terrible. He's a terrible guy. And he just samples and says that songs are his, and he just doesn't produce anything good at all. At all. He's a terrible artist. The fact that he took Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, which is a great song, and made it his own thing, you're just copy repeating. You're not being original. Sorry. Hate to break it to you. Anyways. The fact of the matter is the Bee Gees have some of the most iconic songs of the 70s. Night Fever. Like I said, How Deep Is Your Love? More Than a Woman. Oh my God, I forgot about that. More Than a Woman. So many other bands covered that. Some of the R&B bands covered that song by the Bee Gees. I think my favorite Bee Gees song might be More Than a Woman. It really is just that iconic to me. It's so it's a perfect dance song, but also it's a perfect love dance song. Like most dance songs are meant to be danced to. Most love songs are meant to be slow danced to. More Than a Woman to me is one of those songs that just really amalgamizes and solidifies dancing and love on the dance floor perfectly. Perfectly. Without a question of a doubt. I think that's one of the most perfect examples of a love dance song on the dance floor. Try coming up with another song like that ever again. We'll never see them again. We'll never see any artists like that ever again. That's why I think you should listen to the Bee Gees, because they're I know I'm keeping this video kind of short, but like this is a band, an iconic group from Australia. They are so iconic. Like the white suits, the longer hair, not longer than mine right now, but like long hair, the disco, the whole, just an iconic band. And yes, Staying Alive has a lot of streams on Spotify, but More Than a Woman deserves a lot more. Night Fever deserves a lot more. How Deep Is Your Love? My God, so good. The 70s had a lot of really great, like, soft pop songs. I mean, outside of, like, the bigger acts, like, like the Aerosmiths and the Led Zeppelins, like, this is actually a band that actually really had a lot of success writing, like, soulful pop R&B kind of meshed into one known as disco. And I love it. I love it so much. It is some of my favorite records are from the Bee Gees. Like they have like I said, Staying Alive, More Than a Woman, Night Fever, Nights on Broadway. Anyone? Nights on Broadway? Come on, who's out there who knows that song? They're just so iconic, and their high pitched voices. The Gibb brothers are just some of the best songwriters out who that ever were. Truthfully, there's only one of them still alive. I believe Andy Gibb is still alive. I'm not sure specifically if he is or isn't, but still iconic to this day. He is without it. That bands are formed by accident, but when you have an amalgamation like the Bee Gees come into play, perfection happens, and they were perfect. So why should you listen to the Bee Gees? Why should you listen to the Bee Gees? Well, if you're looking for more of a dance artist that's not like contemporary pop music, that's not like, like I said, Dua Lipa's Dance That Away. If you're looking for something a little bit more old school, and you're looking for something a little bit more like, hey, I'm going to have, I want to dance, but in a different way, with like some orchestrations in the background, the Bee Gees might be your best bet, truthfully. And if you're looking for any other dance songs, More Than a Woman by the Bee Gees is so iconic to me. It's my favorite Bee Gees song, favorite. I love it to death. It's one of my favorites. Actually, it is my favorite. What am I saying? But yeah, the Bee Gees were iconic, and sadly there's only one left of all of them. So, but long story short, that's why I think you should listen to the Bee Gees. They're just an iconic group, had iconic songs, and they really did solidify like the moment, the cultural moment in the 70s. There was nothing more iconic than Staying Alive, or like I said, More Than a Woman, or How Deep Is Your Love. Like, it hits the heart, man. It's good stuff. Really great music overall. But yeah, that's why I think you should listen to the Bee Gees for those reasons and more. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, simply at The Super Review Show, and like this video and subscribe to our channel as well. But for all of your why you should listen to videos and many more, keep it locked on The Super Review Show, the J-Man of Rock, and we're staying alive. That was terrible. Staying alive, everyone.